Yeah, give Wilder his credit, man. Because it was a good fight. It was a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of give and take. People weren't giving Wilder no shot at all. But they thought that Tyson Fury was just going to walk right through him and obliterate him. Wilder showed different looks and everything. You know, had he had just like a fight before or something to get accustomed to that new weight, then he would have knocked out Tyson Fury. He almost knocked him out last night. But I mean, respect to Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury did his thing. He did what he had to do to win the fight. It was a good fight. It was a great fight. The whole card was good. I liked the card. I liked the Vladimir Tereshkin versus Jared Big Baby Anderson fight. That was a good fight, although it only lasts 2 rounds. I liked the co-main event. F.A. Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez. I seen a lot of people in the audience, booing and stuff because they didn't get a lot of excitement like they thought it was going to get. But shoot, that was up to F.A. Ajagba to create that excitement. We kind of knew what Frank Sanchez was going to do: move around, box, use angles, especially now that he's working with Eddie Vernoso and Canelo Alvarez and everybody up in the camp with them. So, and he's from that Cuban school, but he did what he had to do to win the fight. But F.A. Ajagba. I kind of knew Frank was going to win the fight, though. I knew Frank Sanchez was going to win that fight. I just thought that he had too much boxing skills for F.A. But it was a good fight, though. But the main event, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, I think it was one of those fight of the year type candidate fights. It was a good fight. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of give and take. Wilder showed grit. He showed courage. He showed heart. He bit down and tried to fight. He tried to use new looks. He tried to use angles. He was punching. He started off going to the body, jabbing to the stomach, staying low. He was moving forward, trying to keep Fury off of him. It just got too much for him after a while. Just the nerve and the weight. Not just Fury weight, but his own weight. He normally come in fights 212. He weigh in like 212, 215. So the night of the fight, he might weigh like 218, 220 or something like that. Well, he may not gain no weight. But this time he weighed in at 238. So the night of the fight, he might be 240 something. Close to 250. That's the highest he ever been. Like, and I tell people all the time, like, if y'all not used to boxing, see, I'm a professional boxer myself, so I gotta understand. You might look good and feel good in sparring, but sparring and being under them lights with all the crowd and everything screaming underneath that pressure is two totally different animals. That's a whole different beast. Because one round in the actual fight can feel like 6 rounds of hard sparring. That's what y'all gotta realize. Like, it's different. You got the adrenaline, the light, the pressure, the people's screaming, the oohs, the ahs, all that. Like, it's totally different. I'm telling y'all, trust me. So with all that adrenaline and that nerve of him trying to get that get back with that new weight of his, it was too much. I seen him getting tired. Be honest with you, I seen him getting tired at the end of the first round. But and I'm just like, you kind of like gotta have a boxing eye to see this stuff. You've seen it, but you was like just hoping because he got tired before in fights and he still lasted. But Fury just took advantage after a while, and the fatigue got into Deontay so much, and it, bam, KO. So, but like Max Kellerman said in the fight, I think it was like around round 4 or 5. He's like regardless of what happened in the fight, you gotta give um Wilder his credit. Like people thought that Fury was going to obliterate him. Like in the first, second round, they thought he was going to KO him faster than he did in the last fight because he got knocked out in the 7th round. They thought this time it was going to be even quicker. The fight was exciting. It was real good. So, like, shout out to both men. They gave us the fans a hell of a fight, something to talk about for decades now. And I just want y'all to give Wilder his credit. I mean, that boy did something special. He came into boxing at 19 years old, won a bronze medal with only a handful of amateur fights, went to the Olympics, but was able to qualify to go to the Olympics and win a bronze medal with only like 20 something, 30 something fights, some shit like that. Then go to the heavyweight, come into the heavyweight division, the pro rankings, and virtually knock out and knock down everyone he's fought. Because I don't care what nobody say. He knocked out Fury in that first fight. In the 12th round, he knocked that boy out. But the referee was on some other stuff. But I mean, that's here there. It was a draw, so whatever. But he virtually knocked out, but he for sure knocked down everyone he's ever fought. And for everyone to say that he don't have nothing, like he's a bum, all he got is a right hand. Well, that right hand got him thus far. That right hand got him to be in the history books with the rest of the heavyweights who consecutively, defended his WBC title 10 straight times. Only he's like one of 6 heavyweights who've ever done that in history. So that's what I be trying to say. Like, get that man his credit. Get that boy his respect. Like, because we going to, think about it. We're going to hear about this stuff 10, 20 years from now. Like, 10, 20 years from now, I can see it now. People going to be talking about him, like, how great he was, how he didn't have this and everything, but he was able to do that. Like, all the stuff that I'm saying now, everybody's going to be talking about it decades from now as a good thing. So why can't we just do that today? Like, people who say that stuff all the time or whatever. Like, people praise Mike Tyson today. And a lot of people like Mike Tyson back in the day, too. But if y'all remember, a lot of other people were saying, like, well, he ain't really fight nobody. And the people that when he got stepped up and started fighting real people, he lost all of them. But now you fast forward today, we praise Mike Tyson. He was one of the greatest, one of the best. I look at it as the same thing. Like, I'm old enough that I can remember that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say, y'all. I thought it was a hell of a fight. My brother, one of my brothers who locked up, he was a boxer too. He actually was one of the people who first started boxing in my generation of like the brothers and the cousins and stuff, because our uncles and stuff used to box too. But like in my generation, he was the first out of us. But he got into the streets or whatever. You know how that shit go. But he called me yesterday before the fight, and he was asking me who you think going to win a fight. And I told him personally, I was real honest. I said, I can't even tell you, bro. I said, I don't know who's going to win a fight. I told him I'm hoping that Deontay Wilder win, but Fury's just he nice, he good. But I'm a Wilder fan, so I'm gonna pull for him. But I'm a realist too. Like I gotta be real, and I just couldn't call it or whatever. But when I seen the first round, after the first round, when the bell rang, I'm gonna go through the corner, and I seen how winded Deontay Wilder was, I got worried right there. I said, "Damn, I don't think he can going to be able to keep this up for 12 rounds because this is something new for him. He doing all new things. He got all his weight on him, all his muscle that he never had. Like, this is going to be a hell of a fight if he can make it that long." And that's all it really was. Like, that's all. When I look at the fight, because I watched it 3 times now, and that's how I call it. It was a mixture of things, but it was more so the weight. He comes in at 215 normally, weighing like 215. He weighed in. I think the first time Fury fight something, some weird stuff like 212 or something, like something weird. Like, so if he coming in at 212, 215, he just came in at 238. All muscle, bulked up. He big like Anthony. You see him at the weigh-in, like Anthony Joshua. So with all that muscle, if y'all know anything about exercising and working out, like all that muscle, you need more oxygen. You get fatigue and stuff faster. And like I said in the beginning of this video, it's different from sparring. If y'all never been in a ring boxing, then you wouldn't understand. But sparring and getting in that being under the lights with the people flashing at you and screaming, it's two totally different animals. You get so tired faster. That's why one round in a real fight feel like 5 or 6 rounds of sparring. It's just different. But if Wilder had the opportunity to have one fight in between that and then went into the Fury fight, then I think he would have won the fight, because you gotta think about it like I'm thinking about it as a boxing coach perspective, and let me know if you follow me or not. It's just like being a boxer fighter moving up to another weight class. Like just look at it like let's say who? Jamal Charlo. Let's say he right now at 160. Let's say him moving up to 168. He's not going to move directly up to 168 and fight David Benavidez. Like Ronnie Shields, his coach, he going to get him accustomed to the weight first and let him fight somebody in between, maybe like a Danny Jacobs or somebody, a Chris Eubanks Jr., somewhere in there, a Colin Smith Jr., I think he's still at 68, Colin Smith, like somewhere in there before he fight like a Canelo or David Benavidez, somewhere like that. He got to get accustomed to the weight. Shoot, I can even go to heavyweight. Just now with Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk was the undisputed cruiserweight champion in the world. But when he moved up to heavyweight, he didn't move directly up to heavyweight and fight Anthony Joshua. He had to get accustomed to the weight first, because he had to pick up, he put on weight, and he had to get accustomed to that weight. So he fought Chaz Witherspoon first, and then he fought Derek Chisora second. Then he fought Anthony Joshua. By the time he fought Anthony Joshua, he was accustomed to the weight. So, and technically, if you want to be honest with you, and people like boxing experts and realists already said this, Deontay Wilder is pretty much just a blown up cruiserweight. So him blowing up all that weight, he wasn't accustomed to that weight. And it's not me like making excuses and everything. I just think that, hey, he had time to get accustomed to all that muscle and everything, that weight he put on. It would have been different, because he almost knocked him out last night. So imagine him not being so tired and fatigued. Like, you get what I'm saying? I felt like it would have been a totally different outcome in that fight. But I could be wrong, but Emmanuel Stewart, the late great Emmanuel Stewart, did say years ago that both Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury was going to be the next big coming things after Vladimir Klitschko. And everybody assumed that it was going to be Anthony Joshua, because Eddie Hearn tried to put money in front of him and try to, do his damnedest to make sure. But, Andy Ruiz Jr. exposed that was a lie, and now Alexander Usyk exposed that was a lie. But Wilder and Fury, they're the cream of the crops. Shoot, Usyk now too. But shoot, I guess you can't even put Wilder up there now, to be fair. Now it's just Fury and Usyk. So I guess we're gonna see what's gonna happen with this rematch with Usyk and Anthony Joshua, and then we're gonna see who's gonna fight Tyson Fury for the undisputed lineal heavyweight championship of the world. And if it just so happened to be Usyk again, then I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fighting. I mean, they'll both have multiple losses at that point. Um, Wilder will have 2, and Joshua will have 3 if he lose. So it'll still be a big fight. It'll still sell, and the winner of that fight will be in line to fight for the undisputed lineal heavyweight champion of the world. That's how I look at it. So, what do y'all think? Let me know. Drop your comments. I'm gonna end this video right here because I got some stuff I gotta do. But let me know what y'all think. Drop y'all comments and I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.